Welcome to Dark Knight Films Reviews and a new recap video as host Matt Spease ranks his top 10 favorite Munsters productions in TV and films, starring the likes of Fred Gwynne, Yvonne Carlo, Al Lewis, Butch Patrick, Beverley Owen, Pat Priest, Jeff Daniel Phillips, Sheri Moon Zombie, Dan Roebuck, Jerry O'Connell, Portia to Rossi, Eddie Izzard, John Schuck, Lee Meriwether, Howard Morton, Richard Long, Edward Herrmann, Christine Taylor, Veronica Hamel, Robert Morse, Sam McMurray, Ann Magnuson, and Sandy Barron. So, let's get to the list. Starting with number 10, Mockingbird Lane. Mockingbird Lane is a 2012 American horror comedy television special that served as a reimagining of the 1964-66 television series The Munsters. It was developed for NBC by Brian Fuller and starred Jerry O'Connell as Herrmann, Portia de Rossi as Lily, Charity Wakefield as Marilyn, Mason Cook as Eddie, and Eddie Izzard as Grandpa. Now, moving on to number 9, The Munsters, 2022. The Munsters is an American horror comedy film produced, written, and directed by Rob Zombie, and starring Sheri Moon Zombie as Lily, Jeff Daniel Phillips as Herrmann, and Daniel Roebuck as Grandpa. Based on the 1960s family sitcom of the same title, the story takes place prior to the events of the series, serving as an origin story for the characters. Coming in at number 8, we have The Munsters' Scary Little Christmas. This film is a 1996 American made-for-television science fiction comedy film featuring characters from the 1960s sitcom The Munsters. It featured a different cast from the original series, unfortunately, and starred Sam McMurray as Herrmann, Ann Magnuson as Lily, Bug Hall as Eddie, Sandy Barron as Grandpa, and Elaine Hendricks as Marilyn. Now we move on to number 7, The Munsters Today, an American sitcom and a revival of the original 1964-66 sitcom The Munsters, that aired in syndication from October 8, 1988 to May 25, 1991, and starred John Schuck as Herrmann, Lee Meriwether as Lily, Jason Marsden as Eddie, Hilary Van Dyke as Marilyn, and Howard Morton as Grandpa. Coming in at number 6, we have the pilot for The Munsters, titled The Munsters, My Fair Munster from 1964. The cast included Joan Marshall as Phoebe instead of Lily, Beverley Owen as Marilyn, Nate Happy Durman as Eddie, Al Lewis as Grandpa, and Fred Gwynne as Herrmann. Gwynne, Lewis, and Owen would remain as the characters into the first actual episodes of the series. Alright, coming into the top 5, we have at number 5 The Mini-Munsters, which was an animated 1-hour telefilm that was aired as part of the ABC Saturday Superstar movie in 1973 and was based on the characters from The Munsters. Of the original series cast, only Al Lewis lent his voice to the special reprising as Grandpa. The rest of the cast included Richard Long as Herrmann, Cynthia Adler as Lily, and Bobby Diamond as Eddie. For some reason, this failed to include the character of Marilyn. Coming in at number 4, we have Munster Go Home. Munster Go Home is a 1966 American comedy film based on the 1960s family sitcom The Munsters. It was directed by Earl Bellamy, who also directed a number of episodes in the series. The film was produced immediately after the television series completed filming its original run. It included the original cast of Fred Gwynne as Herrmann, Yvonne Carlo as Lily, Al Lewis as Grandpa, and Butch Patrick as Eddie, with the exception of Marilyn. Marilyn was played by Debbie Watson, replacing Pat Priest from the series. We are down to the top 3, and coming in at number 3 is The Munsters' Revenge. The Munsters' Revenge is a 1981 American made-for-television science fiction comedy film based on the 1964-1966 sitcom The Munsters, which reunited original cast members Fred Gwynne, Yvonne Carlo, and Al Lewis. It was the last film made with most of the original actors from the 1960s TV series. Marilyn was portrayed by Joe McDonnell and Eddie by Canadian child actor K.C. Martel. The film was directed by Don Weiss, which was his last film, and originally aired on NBC on February 27, 1981. Alright, coming in at number 2 is Here Come the Munsters. Here Come the Munsters is a science fiction comedy television film based on the 1960s CBS television series The Munsters, and was directed by Robert Ginty. The film stars Edward Herrmann as Herrmann, Christine Taylor as Marilyn, Veronica Hamel as Lily, Robert Morse as Grandpa, and Matthew Batuchis as Eddie, and is a bit of a prequel. as it tells the story of their arrival in the US from Transylvania. So coming in at number 1, you know what this is. It's of course The Munsters from 1964 to 1966. The Munsters is an American sitcom depicting the home life of a family of benign monsters. The series stars Fred Gwynne as Frankenstein's monster Herrmann Munster, Yvonne Carlo as his vampire wife Lily, Al Lewis as Grandpa the aged vampire Count Dracula, Beverley Owen, later replaced by Pat Priest, as their niece Marilyn, and Butch Patrick as their werewolf-like son Eddie. We hope you've enjoyed this recap video. If so, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to click that bell icon to be notified about future videos just like this one. And while you're by the subscribe button, why not click that join button and become a Dark Knight fan? Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.